Merry solstice, my witches. Merry, merry solstice. Blessed Yule to you. Hello, welcome. I'm so glad you're here tonight. I am so glad you're here tonight, and I hope that you are healthy and you are safe and that you have a little bit of time to hang out and talk about the solstice and maybe cook up a little bit of magic and have some fun. Yay! So glad you're here. Welcome, Samantha, my love. It was so good to see you last night. Roxanne, hi, honey. Beck, hello, darling. Baby Joe, so good to see you. Welcome. Happy, happy, happy you. I'm sitting here with my hands clasped. I don't know why. Whoo-wee, how you doing? How's everybody doing? This shadow of a retro is hitting me in a very personal way, and that is right now Mercury is sitting bang on top of my Saturn, which rules my third house, which rules basic mental functions, skill. Oh, good grief. I have been spilling shit like nobody's business. Hi, Tavia. Welcome. Hi, Joe. Hey, all the time we need. Oh, Sherry. Oh, honey. So, healing energy to Sherry Lampley. Oh, my dear. I hope that it was planned, but even planned or not, that's mega. I'm glad you're healing well. Happy solstice. We will send you all kinds of energy. And Catherine, hello to you. I have not gotten your package out yet, dear. It's ready to go. So maybe tomorrow before the ice storm hits. I'm so happy to see you. Give me a little solstice gift and hit the like button if you haven't done that already. Please, oh please. So yes, I've been spilling things like mad. And this is also, I am, my energy can only go as fast as it goes. It always kind of cracks me up when somebody's tailgating me, because it's like, you can't actually drive faster than me when you're behind me. So, what are you going to drive through me? It cracks me up. So I've been kind of in tailgate mode of myself the last couple days, because it's like things sort of speed up and you have things to do. And then I disengage, I'm not present. So in the last 3 or 4 days at the most, I have dumped coffee twice. Whack! One went on the floor. Whack! One went into my keyboard. And then earlier today, somebody came by and was buying some earrings, and they were some of, the ones on my little tree, and it's like I've had all of those in my ears, so I got out some alcohol to clean the wires, and I didn't put the lid back on, and thwack onto my desk. Just this corner. This corner is so clean, and thank the gods I had not yet changed my cloth, because I had intended I was going to change this cloth, but that just meant, yeah, and it also meant that I had a cloth with 91% alcohol, so this thing got so clean. So anyway, it is time to settle down and to breathe and to be in the present and in the body. Ohio Reclaiming is gathering virtually. Okay, yeah, I am not planning on being here long, but we know how that goes, because I had to give myself permission at the beginning. Hi, Tavia, I just saw you there. I have to give myself permission to just slow down and be with, rather than thinking I've got to get through because and on to the next thing. I've been beating and beating and beating, and I'm making currently the biggest piece I've ever made. It's like, it's big. And I won't show you what it is. I know my son isn't going to watch this, but you never know. So I'm not going to show you. I'll show you later what it is. Anyhow, show of hands, who gets downloads in the shower? You can breathe again. Sherry, what was going on, darling? If you don't mind, I'm glad you can breathe again. You do not have to share. I am so glad you can breathe again. So at any rate, who gets downloads in the shower? I have to slow my tongue down too, because ain't happening. So I'm in the shower and I'm thinking about solstice, and I start thinking, and it was just the message of what we're here for tonight, um, is not to, you know, think about going into the dark and grappling with big, huge problems. And, I've got to get this work done at the solstice. First of all, it's a Sabbat, it is a solar festival. And at the Sabbats, we do not work for the blessings. Esbats, yes, we work. We do our moon magic and we work. At the Sabbats, we are celebrating the gifts of that season. And the gift of this season tonight, in fact, is the longest night, the gift of the longest night. Now, what is that gift? Well, it's at this time of year that my house is filled with light. What do? We put lights out everywhere, but it's not to, and this is where, just a shift in thinking, it's not to deny the dark, to chase away the dark. It's to celebrate the dark, because in that dark night, we can put these beautiful little twinkle lights and have a glowing tree. And, if you did that in bright sunlight, it wouldn't have the impact, would it? So we celebrate this dark part of the year that brings us inward and closer to each other when we're able to gather. So the overriding message that came through to me was that it's not about wrestling with the dark. We're not grappling with the dark. What is required, and we're not required to pick our scabs and reopen old wounds to plunge into the blackness. No, that's not it. That's not it at all. What we are called to do is merely to accept that it's the longest night. Here it is. We accept it. And what are we going to do with it? We're going to celebrate. We have to be inside up north because it's cold. So we're going to be inside and we're going to be celebrating, and we're going to have candles lit, and we're going to have a fire burning if we're lucky enough to have a hearth. So it really is about just celebrating every aspect of the wheel. And so, we talk about celebrating the return of the light. It's not just the return of the light. We are celebrating the longest night. The bright, blessed day, the dark, sacred night. There is something to be celebrated in that still, quiet place inside of you that you may encounter in a very long night. So, Darcy, baby, hello. Hello, sweetie. It was so good to see you too last night. So, let's take a look. I think we're going to do a grounding first before we do anything else. Let's do this, okay? So, and for that, I'm coming back in. Sorry. I'm coming back in with you. Here we go. And thank you to Tavia for this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece of fabric. I was so glad that my camera didn't freak out about it and have trouble focusing, because it is so gorgeous and absolutely appropriate. Gratitude for everything of last year. Good. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. We've come a long way. And just to, acknowledge where specifically we are in the U.S. here, we had a huge validation on Monday and a big relief when we heard people finally say the words, Donald Trump committed crimes. We have discovered he committed crimes, and we're telling the Justice Department about it so they can do something about his commission of crimes. And that was a big relief. And thank you. What a Christmas present. January 6th committee. What a wonderful gift. So, and boy, they're coming for him. Down in Georgia, their grand jury has completed, or is completing, its case. So they're coming land, sea, and air. And I think they need to be watching land, sea, and air, because I think he's going to do a bunk. Anyway, let's do a grounding. So we are in the shadow of this Mercury retro. It is currently at 19 Capricorn. So if you have planets, from 17 to 21 degrees of cardinal signs, then you're feeling, the tension. If you have anything at 19 degrees or 17 to 21 degrees of earth signs, then you might be feeling, some flow, some ease of communication. So, um, I want you for just a moment to sit and be in your body and feel what's in there. Feel the tension that's in your shoulders. Plans, 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 rush, rush, rush. We go so fast at this time of year because we have a lot to do. We have an agenda, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we need to keep balance. So I want you to just check out where the energy is in your body and what the quality is of that energy. I feel I'm very top heavy right now. Got a lot going on up here, but I haven't connected down, down, down. So let's do some grounding and bring your consciousness, from out of your head and just kind of feel it, your awareness travel down your body. Be aware of your neck, be aware of your shoulders, and when you're aware of them, drop them. And not just drop them, but drop them back. Slide your shoulder blades down your back. And then become aware of your torso, your belly, your mid-back and your low back. Become aware of what you're sitting on and how tight your butt cheeks might be. And let those relax as well. And take your attention down into your thighs. And then to your knees. And down into your lower legs, feeling your shins, feeling your calves, feeling your ankles and the tops of your feet and the bottoms of your feet, and feeling your toes. And also your shoulders, and going down into your upper arms. Feel those, feel your elbows, your lower arms, your wrists and hands and fingers. And just for now, claim this time, however long you have to spend here, claim it 100%. Even if you can only stay for 5 minutes, claim that 5 minutes 100%. And just be here in it. And we can expand that time so it feels like as much time as you need. So again, bringing your awareness down into your body. This time I want you to start at the top of your head. And as you move your awareness down, it's kind of like a scan. But this is something that actually brings relaxation. And so as it starts at the top of your head and starts to move down, you feel your forehead relax, your scalp relax, all the little muscles around your eyes relax, the muscles around your ears, the muscles around your nose, and around your mouth. You feel your tongue relax, your teeth separate in the back. You feel your jaw relax. And down the back of your head, down into your neck. You feel your posture want to adjust itself so that your head is balanced on top of your spine. And you want to see that relaxation coming down into your shoulders now, and you can just feel it. Everything just kind of opens up and starts to breathe. It's like your skin is breathing. And it moves down now into your arms, flowing down your arms, and you watch it go all the way down to the tips of your fingers, and then watch this beautiful wave going down into your chest, upper back. Feel your shoulder blades relax, your belly, mid-back, low back, everything relaxes. And as it starts to travel down your legs, it gets down almost to your toes, and you feel the next wave start. And you don't even have to pay attention to it. It just does its work. Just let that wave flow down your body. Notice it gets to a certain point and another wave starts. As much as you need to just inhabit a body that is relaxed and awake. And as those waves are moving, we open up the base of the spine and send that root into the earth. And it doesn't matter how cold the ground is. This is an energetic root, so it easily moves down into the earth, but you can notice how different it is, how solid and cold. or how warm, depending on where you are. And you just let that cord grow, grow, grow until it stops. And now let's use it as a drain, and just everything you don't need in this moment, down it goes. Particularly things that you don't ever need to reclaim. The things that you do need to reclaim, you can just drain off the tension of them, and they will be there when you're ready. Just draining and emptying. And this is where we can take a step into this darkest night. And what is the darkest night? It's the void, encountering the void. And what is the void but just no agenda, no judgment, being in this moment without definition, without opinion. And then begin to take nice deep breaths. Do a full exhale first, and then nice deep breaths, and then you pull up that earth energy up the cord, up the root, into your body. And you feel it flow in, and how strong the flow is on this solstice. This is a time of alignment. And you feel that energy just rushing in. Notice how fast it fills up your body. All you have to do is think it, and it is so. And this chases out the remainder of anything that doesn't need to be there right now, anything that's not there for your highest well-being. Exhaling now, and a deep inhale, pull up that energy, make it bright. Exhaling just the breath. And another deep inhale. Brighter, 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 releasing just the breath. And a third. And exhale it out the crown. See it shining and arcing down around you. Feel yourself in this beautiful energetic egg. From just below your feet to just above your head and out all around you. And if you have to move or expand your physical space, it moves with you. And we reach up then into vast, limitless space. Reaching up. And the first thing you encounter is the blackness of space, the void of space, the darkness. This is our longest opportunity to commune with that beautiful blackness. The infinity of void, the paradox of space, that we have all these blazing bright stars that make our daytime so bright, and yet space looks like unending darkness, except for those giant burning balls, of course. And so you look out into this black space, and you notice that stars begin to appear, flashing into the sky. Millions and billions of stars, and one in particular you notice begins to glow very, very bright, blue-white light. And as it glows brighter and brighter, you feel it shoot a beam down. And that beam connects with the crown of your head, and you begin to feel that star energy pour down into you. The energy of starlight, but also the energy of night, which gives us starlight. And you feel that energy pour down into your body and mingle with the earth energy. And allow that energy to go down through your cord until it reaches the bottom of the egg and then comes up around the outside. And you're perfectly balanced and perfectly held. And thus we step into the blessings of Yule. This space is sacred space. This space is safe space where you can let your personal guard down. You are held safely by your own energy, by your guides. And we bid them welcome to this space. But this is a fitting space for magic to enter in. And now that we're in this space, we bless the elements of fire and air so that we may be blessed and purified. Purified and charged. And then we bless the water and the earth. May we be blessed and made whole. And then the spirit. We let the bell clear out anything that is not of the sacred to make it a fitting space for the sacred to rush in. Ancestors and allies, guides and guardians, thank you so much and welcome on this blessed night. We honor you and we offer to you fresh water and the fire of Azrael. Come bring the spirit of divination tonight while we play with our wonderful tools. So now I will tell you what these wonderful tools are. We have the Yule Oracle. I told you that one would be back. And then there was kind of a thing between these two, but then they both decided they wanted to be here. This is the Light Seers. This is the Voyager. So this is kind of like the physical, the outer and the physical. This is I mean, you just look at the backs of them. This is kind of like a light in the darkness. And then this is the spiritual side of things, or the mental, you know. Voyager is such an Aquarian deck. So let's set these aside, shall we? And I wanted to talk briefly about the chart. Let me see where I put that. I've got an image that I'm going to try to share. Wish me luck. Okay, here's Solstice chart now. Give me my... All right. There. Okay. So the one thing that I really zoomed in on with this chart is that we have Jupiter in Aries now, and the Sun exactly squaring Jupiter. So this can cause just a lot of overstretch. I mean, Jupiter in Aries is just not only I don't recognize boundaries, but I bust my way through them head first when I encounter them. It really is an expansion of energy outgo. And, you know, if we look at it collectively, Jupiter rules global things and politics. So I think we might expect a ratcheting up of things there. Sun in Capricorn is about authority. Remembering that Capricorn is a feminine sign. It rules the 10th house of the father, but and you know, the authority figure, but it is a feminine sign, so spend some time pondering that, if you will. Moon in Sag, so we've got very openness about emotions, open passionate emotions that also know no limits, but change quickly. So, you know, get over things fast. And that is opposing Mars in Mercury. So once again, we have this thing of think like 4 or 5 times before you open your mouth, because you know, Sages are very blunt about things, and when we put the moon in Sag, we can be very blunt about what we feel. And opposing Mars says, and then we shoot our mouths off, and it gets us in trouble. So, for this season, if you're going to be getting together with family, just think: is it really necessary? Do I need to score points right now? Can I just show some grace and let things roll off? But that Sun Jupiter square is the thing, probably the only thing that I'm going to talk about here tonight. Sun is our drive for significance. It is our core identity, who I am. And when you square it to Jupiter, oh God, I mean, Jupiter in Aries is the pompous ass, number one. And it's also just overblown self-opinion, arrogance. So I think that we need to be the ones that are aware of what's going on in the heavens. And when somebody decides to pop off, we can decide, oh gosh, I think my phone's buzzing. I need to go check that, you know, just to take ourselves out of situations that may turn volatile. It also talks about just overextension of our vital resources. Sun is vital resource. And catch yourself. It is very easy to fall into those habits of, you know, holidays must be over the top, and just let yourself off the hook. Let yourself edit and make it so it's comfortable for you. Please, oh please, oh please. Okay, I think that's all I'm really going to say. We have a strong Virgo chart signature with this, so it is about kind of picky fussiness and worry and anxiety and that kind of stuff too. So just, you have to take your moments. You have to take your moments for yourself to feel good, to generate good feelings, to laugh when things fuck up. I've been laughing a lot the last few days. I'm laughing an awful lot because I've been doing those classically stupid things like looking for the remote. Where's the remote? And it's in my hand. So that is ungroundedness. That is not being in the present moment. I'm 5 minutes ahead, you know. So Verner's, I will try not to burp in your ear. You're welcome, Samantha. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah. So, being aware is the first step. But, you know, also let yourself off the hook if you don't manage to swim against the stream, swim upstream, whatever it is. Words are hard. Okay, Luna, let's go on. Let's do a deck. Oh, you know what? I am going to use the little red die. And we'll have 1, 2, and 3. So it's either 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6. So this could be 1 or 4, you know, whatever. We'll figure it out. Who goes first tonight? And these are 4. So let's just put out a collective request. We are here to celebrate and witness magic. And our ears are wide open. Our hearts are open. To accept the dark means to just face it, come face to face with it. So we are not running away into the light of our homes. We are celebrating the night and decorating it. All right, which deck is going first here? The Voyager wants to go first. So when I asked this deck, and this one's a him, I do think, when I asked this deck whether they wanted to participate, it's threw out the Man of Wands, and then it tossed out the Man of Cups. And it's like, okay, masculine energy, Wands and Cups are the two principal elements, the two, I guess we would call it, I'm not positive, but the two principal elements, fire and water, right? But man, the man of. So it talks about being very assertive as far as our creativity and our sensitivity. And I think we are confronting a lot of the male aspect that is ripe for healing now. So creativity and sensitivity. Joe, yes, that is a small, small dice. No, I didn't do the Astro Dice tonight because I am not going to stay on, ooh, that long. Here we go. Now we have the Woman of Wands. So the Voyager is throwing out people cards. People card. Oh, we've got two coming there. Man of Crystals, and that one's reversed. And then we have the Ten of Cups. So this is 3 out of the 4 men, which are the kings in this deck are like the sages. It goes child and man, woman, sage. So the Woman of Wands is censor. Look at all the hands, the fingertips. Look at the black cat. Where's my pocket? So when I was making pizza last night, and I'm in the kitchen, and I'm putting the sauce on, and I mean, I was just, woo, putting the magic in, and I hear Pyewacket behind me. He is definitely coming into his maturity as a familiar, because when I start doing magic, he's attracted. So, censor, just talking about really having our sensors out for whatever situation we find ourselves in the here and now, and looking at that in a way that, we're not, I mean, when we go into familiar situations with family and stuff, we have our own agenda with us, and that is just what we expect to hear, what we expect to find. And if we can be a censor and go into these situations and feel, people are tense, people are in pain, maybe then instead of reacting to whatever bait is tossed out or whatever habitual dances people are trying to do, we can just respond sensitively with a compassionate heart. Hey, how are you doing, boy? And talking about maybe how tense things have been, and if you lead the conversation in that way, maybe somebody can start talking about things and you can bring some relief. The Man of Crystals is inventor, and it's upside down. So we need to be inventive. We're not being inventive. We're falling prey again to that tradition kind of thing, those habits. And particularly at the holidays where we get together with family that we don't normally see. Our experience with them tends to be in those situations, and whatever happened in the past is what, you expect to be coming back. So this is talking about our lack of inventiveness and the need to really start thinking in new ways and inventing. And this is 10 of Cups, which is passion. And bringing, passion to the reinvention of stories. I don't know if I have any more to say about that, but I do want another. And then we have the Seeker, Child of Wands. So we have a woman, a man, and a child. Isn't that interesting? The Child of Wands is the Seeker. So the one maybe who was born at this solstice, look at the mouse and the deer and the wolf and the man, and there's like a yogi there meditating deep, deep in the woods. So the seeker in us can kind of pull us forward. And if we think about how can I review this situation? How can I see it now without an agenda to draw on, without referring to the past? And the Sagittarius moon, by the way, is past reference. Sagittarius is mutable. So it's the kind of thing where, we get our passions get stirred up, and it's like, here's what I remember for the past, and we can bring up old stuff. Let's be inventive to the point where we don't have to bring up old stuff and try to bring ourselves to situations fresh. And then we have the Child of Cups. How interesting is this? The only thing that we have that's not a people so far is the Ten of Cups, which is passion. So this child is feeler, sensor, seeker, feeler. Like a new baby, coming into a situation with beginner's mind of, I'm just going to be in the vibe here. And if it's, kind of icky, well, it doesn't belong to me. I can put my shield up. I don't have to feel it. I don't have to take it on. I can observe, not absorb. And then the man of crystals here is we need more imagination. I can't wait to see what this is. And we have the Three of Wands, which is compassion. So, indeed, bringing compassion to the situation where we're dealing with people. And, this doesn't necessarily mean a man, a woman, a child. It's the experiential part of ourselves, the skillful part of ourselves, and the innocent and new part of ourselves. But with sensor and seeker and feeler there, I would say, let's approach this dark night. I mean, we only need to do one at a time, right? Let's approach this particular longest night open, seeking, feeling, sensing what's around us. Anytime we find ourselves going down those old ruts, our wheels dropping into the ruts, we can think of how we can reinvent. And that is seated in our passions. What are we passionate about? Staying centered in our fire, that's the sun there, that sun in Capricorn. Our fire right now is authoritative and structured. All right, let me catch up here. The teeny dice, I know, I love the Astro Dice too. When we get back to a normal, not a holiday live, I will definitely do the full boat. Take this show on the road. Heck yeah. Each sign has its own cray-cray. Absolutely. I still need to do the video of, first of all, how each sign is the best sign and how each sign is the absolute worst sign and how each sign is the opposite of the one before it and the one after it. It's fascinating stuff. Anyway. Now, baby, you're an Aries, stars. We're going to do the cusp thing. Your sun can only be in one place at a time, and it's either in one sign or the other. So, I mean, it does affect progressions, but take this time of the dark night to see what you need to release and see what you need to remember. That's right. To just be in the experience of it. I think, again, we can let go of the agenda and just be the sensor and the seeker and the feeler. And maybe this inventor thing says that we can turn that on its head. We don't need to invent something out of it. It's about the seeking, the feeling, the sensing, and just seeing what shows itself. Right? But with compassion, all with compassion, whether you're gathering with people or whether you're working with yourself, compassion was the point of that one there. Okay. Who goes next? One. The Yule deck goes next. I like the symmetry of that. Ooh. Ashland City. You're very welcome, Samantha. Okay. Okay, so this is in the earth realm. Look at this beautiful green. What do we need to know tonight for Yule and celebrating? What can we celebrate tonight as we go into the dark? One year, my daughter and her gang came up and we stayed up all night. Actually, I was the only one that made it to the dawn. This wasn't that long ago, maybe 4 years ago, 3 years ago. But we sat up and we played games. We played the kind of games that you play in the dark, so you can't see each other. It was very fun. Very, very fun. And then we have a big-ass snowstorm coming our way this weekend. So, all right, I've got cards trying to levitate. We're going to do this. And then, oh, okay. I'm telling you, I am so clumsy. All right. Wait, is Pyewacket back there? Or is that how long of a delay we have? Pyewacket? I mean, if he was here, I doubt that you'd see him. Okay. We have ceremony. We have poinsettia. You see my, can you see my earrings? And we have hearth. Okay, I want to show you these because they're really pretty. There's, come on. Here we go. There we go. Focus. There we are. So on the bottom are garnet and aventurine. And I love them so much. What do I do? Now I gotta find my, oh, for crying out loud. There we go. Now where's my little thingy? Where's my little thingy? Oh, I've been losing a lot of those little thingies today. I said it somewhere. At any rate. Ah, there it is. Okay, ceremony. So, doing the things that, you know, when we do habitual and traditional things, let's make the things that we cling to as far as tradition the things that really feed us, you know. And ceremony of like, what is your Christmas morning like? With family? How was it when you were little or your kids were little, and how has it changed to now, and what traditions have you kept and what have you gotten rid of? Our tradition on Christmas morning is we get up and I make us cheese strata, and that goes into the oven, and we have coffee and that kind of stuff. And now that everybody's older, we usually eat and then we'll open presents. And oh, that strata, I've been tasting it in my brain for weeks. I can't wait. But ceremony is about it, living, breathing things rather than ritual. You know, ritual you can think of being a very strict thing, but ceremony, to me, is more about the feel of it, the vibe of it. When you step into things and now this is a ceremony, or, you know, in ritual you can think of the same way too. But we are the ones that bring sacred to a ritual. We're the ones that make it sacred. We're the ones that decide it is a sacred thing. So it talks about being mindful of ceremony and the purposeful doing of things. That's ceremony there. The purposeful doing of things. Now, poinsettia, did we have this last week? Because I remember reading about it. And it was talking about how you have to put it in a closet for like 12 hours of dark for, I can't remember, a number of days. I don't think it's weeks, but I think it's a number of days in a row. It has to be in complete darkness for 12 hours. And then the leaves turn red and they look like flowers. So when you look at what the darkness can do to transform us, when being without the light, and think about just this, if you've ever been in a situation where there really is zero light, where you cannot see your hand in front of your face, and think about how your senses shift when you're in there. And when I was a kid, okay, story time, when I was a kid, my mom's had this friend, and they had a daughter that was the same age as my sister, so 2 years older than me. But we used to go there together, and my mom and Audrey would be sitting upstairs and drinking coffee and talking. And we would go, they had this huge house. We would go down into the basement, and there was this mattress box. We were great hiders. They had this big, like, king-size mattress box, and all three of us got in that box, and we stayed in there. And when we could hear the moms getting ready, girls calling, we gotta go. It's like, just shh. And I mean, they even came into the basement, turned the lights on, and we were nowhere to be found. We had a cupboard that we used to hide in too. Now, how our moms didn't freak out about where did those kids go and why we can't find them, that kind of makes me sassy right now. But we also had a thing. So here's what we did in the dark. And I mean, in that basement, when the lights were off, you could not see a fucking thing. It didn't matter how long you were down there. Your eyes would not get used to it. It was pitch black. We took this rope and tied it up around a beam. And I'm sure it wasn't any kind of, fancy sailor's knot. It was just a fucking knot. Took a piece of 2x4 like this and bored a hole in it, stuck that rope through and tied a knot on that to make a swing. And somebody would sit on that board, and then the other ones would twist it up and twist it up and twist it up till it was super tight. And then we shut the lights off, and whoosh, and you would fly around that basement spinning, spinning and flying in the pitch black. How we didn't die, I don't know, but it was so much fun. You know, the disorientation and just the whoo, you know. So anyway, what was the point of that? I don't know. It's just stories. But Poinsetta talks about taking those times where we are out of the visual world. And that's the key, out of the visual, because the darkest night doesn't make a difference to anything else, right? So when we take ourselves out of the external visual world, then the other senses come to the fore, and that is the gift of spending time in that darkness. And then we have a hearth. And we want to make sure that when we go into the dark, that it's a warm space. You know, the dark can also symbolize abandonment and, you know, lost in the dark and out in the cold and, you know, all the things that also go with the longest night in the Northern Hemisphere. So we want to make sure that when we are facing the dark, that we are making it a warm place for us, a warm and inviting place. And the more time you spend with yourself, and the more time you spend in meditation and in encountering your own deep mind, the warmer that place will be. And ceremony and ritual is a great way to get comfortable with that wonderful, safe space. And that is our hearth, you know, that inner self, that inner life can be the place that we go to find warmth and comfort. And once you have really bonded with that place in you and acknowledged that place in you, it's very difficult to feel lonely or, you know, even alone. It's a very positive aloneness. So it's, you know, really stoking that inner hearth and that passions card that was there, that fire that burns inside. Okay. Where? Okay. Now, we have the light seers. Spin and puke. No, see, that was during the days when I never got motion sickness. You couldn't make me puke on a ride if you tried. Not the same anymore, boy. My ears don't like it. I can just, you know, look up and go for a ride. Okay. Oh, hi, Marcy. Hello, dear. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome. And blessed summer solstice to you. Yeah, and I can't get poinsettias now because they're toxic. Like everything's toxic to cats. I have my little cactus here, my Christmas cactus, and my new Christmas cactus, which is this one. And it has white flowers, but and those aren't toxic, but freaking everything's toxic to cats. I want to get, you know, every once in a while I want to get some flowers or something, and it's like, we can't, because I know Pyewacket would eat them. Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles here, and the King of Cups. Are we sensing a theme? And then we have the Eight of Swords. Okay. All right. We have the learning of skills, practical skills, and the beginnings of learning that dance, that balance of your physical resources. Then we have the mastery of the emotional, and this is someone who's very, very comfortable in the inner world, in the inner ocean, swimming in the feelings. And then we have the Eight of Swords. And you see her sitting here very free, but she's sitting in front of a mirror, and what she sees in the mirror is herself bound and blindfolded by these crows. So what I'm getting here is just looking at where, if you want to go into that dark and ask for something to be shown to you, maybe asking for where I still keep myself bound. Where am I still keeping myself imprisoned by my own thoughts, by my own lack of imagination and invention, by my own lack of understanding, self-judgment. And, is it possible not to understand yourself? Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. As one who has received diagnoses at the ripe age of 64, I didn't understand so much of myself. And every bit of that I didn't understand, that I was autistic, is a place where I judged myself, is a place where I kept myself bound. Eight of Swords talks about a place where we are in a prison of our own making. And it's swords, so it's air, so it's thoughts, ideas, memories. And understanding, being on a quest, that seeker that came up, being on a quest of self-understanding. Go after the diagnoses. What is it? Get to the bottom of this. I am on a mission here to understand myself as fully as I possibly can by the time I get out of here. Because what else do I have this much access to, So looking at those places to find a deeper understanding of yourself and your circumstances, so that you can stop judging yourself for things that maybe you couldn't help, things that maybe you have no control over. And we learn the skills here, and we go in on an emotional basis. We take practical steps going in on an emotional basis. Now we have the Queen of Swords. Look at this, you guys. Page, King, Queen. It's people, people, people. It is all about the people in our lives this time. And then we have the Magician. This is our first major. Okay. So the Queen of Swords then is discernment. We take the practical steps, making ourselves available to ourselves, to our deep mind, to the darkness to speak to us. And we go in with calmness, because we don't let our emotions rock us. We let them move through, but they don't shake who we are. They can't shake our fundamental beingness and our sense of self. And we can go in on that basis and then find out where we still have ourselves trapped. Then we look at it with a very discerning eye. Okay, well, that's my story. Yeah, wow, information is a great thing. I love that we have the King in the feminine sign of Cups and the Queen in the masculine sign of Swords. Then we have the Magician. Then we have the understanding, we have the discerning, and then we work our magic. And what is our magic at the solstice? Bless me with this. I thank you for it now. On this beautiful longest night and the rebirth of the light, bless me with. I thank you for it now. What blessing will you ask? And then we have the Six of Wands. Look at her. Victory! We have victory! I mean, this is just solstice. Look at the wreath. I'm sure it's supposed to be laurels of victory, but that looks like a Christmas wreath to me, with the big fire. And, I mean, she looks like she is on stage. Look at the spotlights. It's, ta-da, here I am. So we have the birth, the rebirth of the new. Okay, I gotta, I'm catching up with messages because I see them going by. Pay attention to where your energy flows for greater balance, master your empathy, and take your blinders off. Passing out to each of us salted caramels and chocolate-covered cherries and peppermints. Well, I have the caramels and the cherries downstairs. My cats want to eat my Yule wreath. Don't let them do it. Cutting off the leaves and it bleeds. Ooh. Yeah, look it up. Look it up, because there's so many things that are toxic to cats. Natalie, hello, my dear. Hello, hello. Blessed summer solstice to you. Your cats are rowdy. Yep, the shortest night there. So, I want to do more with this. I'm going to do more with light seers. So let's start with this victory card here. And you know, the lack of understanding, it's like not necessarily blinders that we're being willfully blind. It's just maybe we have not been at this place before where we are ripe, something is ripe for understanding. Think about things in terms of ripening. So we are looking at just getting away from any shame and judgment that's on us. And we can say, oh, here's something I didn't understand about myself. That's not a judgment, you know. That's just, I didn't understand it. Now I do. My eyes are open. So you can ask for understanding. On this solstice, I would like more understanding of this, and then see where it takes you. We have death and rebirth. We have the Lovers. We have Justice. We have the Four of Swords. Okay, so now the majors come out swinging. So we've got victory here. Death and rebirth. We're certainly poised at that time, you know, and in our realm, the Oak King is about to be victorious. In the other realm, the Holly King is. So when one is defeated in this realm, he's victorious in the other, and, you know, and the wheel is balanced. So death and rebirth, yes, we can leave behind the old year and move on to the new. Then we have the Lover's card, attraction, and that wonderful openness of love. When you are in love and there is no boundary between the two, or no barrier. Healthy boundaries can always be there, but there's no barrier, just wide open to each other energetically. And we've got the Justice card, which talks about balance. All right, hold on a second. There's another layer here, of course, that we have. We've turned a corner with certain events that have been going on in the U.S. and in the world. We're turning a corner that we can never go back. Closing a door, moving on. There is victory, and justice is where the victory comes through. So we're also going into the Capricorn time of year, which is all about right and wrong. Who's right, who's wrong, the justice, the courts, the judgment there. Yeah. Who's going to pay the piper? Justice brings things back into balance. It justifies, it brings into balance. And then we've got the Four of Swords here, talking about rest, regrouping, nesting. Look at her curled up in the nest in the womb. Giving the mind a rest. This is in the Northern Hemisphere, that hibernation time of year. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. Look at celebrating our resources that we have, you know, our inner resources, resources that are our own for ourselves. So, you know, in this time of holiday parties and stuff, make sure you have a celebration that's just you, a ceremony that's just you, and a time where you can celebrate yourself, where you can, like, give yourself a big hug, you know, welcome yourself into your holiday party, give yourself a big hug, treat yourself, celebrate yourself, celebrate the victories that you've had. You know, every birth is a death, every death is a birth. There's a side to grieve and a side to celebrate. And look at this bright star shining. The Lover's card talks about opening up to the new flow. Justice says we keep things in balance, and we, you know, we're active on the outside, and then we're also active on the inside. But the Nine of Pentacles talks about taking stock of the rich resources we have around us, and whatever we have, celebrating it as abundance. Bringing the attitude to it of, isn't this the most amazing thing? You know, and they want me to take another one. And then we have the Two of Swords. We've got the blindfolds there. It's a decision. It's just a decision how you want to approach things. So that is the power that we have at this time, is just we can decide how we choose to look at things and to view things. So it's decision time. I've had a story from someone about, I mean, I've heard this in several places. Some people losing their damn minds lately. There's a lot of stress. Certainly there is. It's been going on for years now. So if you can take this solstice night to step outside of all of that and to find a way to celebrate, find a way to adjust your thinking into the celebratory mode, and then when you get up in the morning, for the people that are in winter, I gave you a link last week to the video of Sol Invictus and the sunrise. And I'm going to go downstairs with my family. We're going to put that on the TV, and it's going to be cranked loud. Watch that video, put some headphones on, because the song, oh, it's amazing. It's just amazing. And it will help you shake loose any emotions that you're carrying and get them flowing and out. And then just watch the sunrise and fill your heart with the love of the new, the love of the season. If you're going to bring up memories, see if you can mine beautiful, beautiful memories of holidays, of the way, maybe if you don't have those memories, of the way you would like to remember it being. You know, that too is a decision. So, oh, your daughter didn't like the pentagram. You know, it's a 5-pointed star. You see the star at the top of a tree? That's a 5-pointed star. It's just the 4 elements in spirit. Up tonight at 2. Yay, lo, the sunrise over Stonehenge. Nah, I'll get up and see our own sunrise. I can see your post, Samantha. Oh, pet loss. Yeah, oh, I know. That's always, always hard. But just, you know, be in that too. Take a pause and be in that and feel your love and let the emotions flow. Let's see here, Tavia. Blindfolds darkness. That's right. Yep, good spot. The blindfold is the... So yes, what was I just talking about? Duh. When we go out of... When we shut down the visual world, then we can go into, you know, we open up the other senses to what's available to us. So for me, sometimes going to the place of darkness. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. You know, the loss of anybody, I mean, that emotion is, you know, your love that has nowhere to go, your love that is pouring out to follow those wonderful pets. I talked to a friend of mine who lost her dog, who was 15 years old, and she was such a sweetheart. And it's, you know, it's very, very difficult, because those are the ones that we have our unconditional relationships with our pets. You know, they are the easiest ones to love without condition, because they don't have that, their brains don't do what our brains do. And that's what causes us all the problem. So, so yes, I'm very sorry. I'm sorry for your loss, Joe. It's never easy. It is never easy. So, yep, I love this deck. It's gorgeous. It's so very colorful, and I love that it's just the light seers, you know, at this time of the year. So, all right, you guys. I am going to skedaddle here because I have a lot of beading to do, and I have to reset my desk because I'm not going to put it on top of this beautiful cloth. So I have to kind of do things to make ready for beading. Or maybe I could just put it on here. I put another cloth down anyway. Weaving beads. It's amazing. I hope that you have a very safe holiday. I hope that everyone is safe through this storm. I know the rest of the country's been getting pummeled up north and we haven't, but it's coming for us now. Tomorrow it's going to rain all day, and then after midnight it gets seriously cold. It's going down to like single digits and then high of 17 on Friday. So it could be an icy mess. Knock wood. So one of my solstice wishes is for safety for everyone, that everybody gets what they need done tomorrow, so that you can just retreat into your home and be in a warm place. We pray that power stays on for everyone, please and thank you. And that those that have to travel may do so safely. Please and thank you for that too. Merry Christmas to everyone that celebrates. Yes, indeed. Merry Christmas, Happy Yule, Merry Solstice, Happy Saturnalia, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. Whatever you celebrate, I pray that it is a blessed celebration and a joyful celebration and an abundant celebration. Find as much joy as you can in this season, you guys, because you deserve it. You definitely deserve it. Okay. Yep, solstice blessings to everyone. Thank you so much for taking some time out. I think I'm going to go down and make myself some eggnog, maybe with a little bit of brandy in it, before I start beating. Maybe. Because I want to do some celebration with my family too. So I'm going to go do that. Please go and have your own little celebration all by yourself. You can celebrate. Treat yourself like company. You can do it. All right, you guys, I love you so much, and I will see you next week. Till then, well, I'll probably see you with an unboxing after Christmas if I get a flood. So I will see you then, and until then, Merry Yule to everyone, and blessed be.